Good evening and welcome to the live commentary of Manchester United against Wolves on LFS this Monday evening to finish off match day 1 of the new Premier League season. 9 games down and we've just one to go here at Old Trafford. What a way to finish the opening weekend of the brand new season. Gary O'Neill and his new Wolves side come to Old Trafford where they had joy last season against Manchester United. Well, they'll be hoping for a lot more of that here tonight. Let's get to the teams then for this evening's game. And debut in the Manchester United Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Rafael Varane, Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw. Casemiro and Mason Mount in mid. Attack 4. Apologies for that. Of Anthony, Bruno Fernandes, Alejandro Garnacho and Marcus Rashford. For Wolves, Jose Sa starts in goal. A back 4 of Nelson Semedo, Max Kilman, Craig Dawson and Ryan Aït-Nouri. A midfield 3 of João Gomez, Mateus Nunes and Mario Lemina. With a front 3 of Pedro Neto, Mateus Cunha and Pablo Sarabia up front. We are just 2 minutes away from kickoff on the final game of the opening weekend in the Premier League. Apologies for those mic problems there. Starting the show, bit of a temperamental one. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications for the LFS streams. Over the season we have so much Premier League football and of all different competitions to come over the next few months. Well, the players just getting ready and sorted before kickoff here this evening. Just awaiting the referees and the officials having a quick chat. The referee this evening is Simon Hooper as the players line up and get ready to go. What a stadium to start your new season in. A couple of new signings for Manchester United starting tonight. That of Mason Mount and Andre Onana. How will they perform in their debut game inside Old Trafford? It's not a stadium that takes any prisoners. And the players taking a knee, as they all 20 teams have done this weekend, and saying there is no room for racism. Well, away we go for game 10 of match week 1 of 38. Manchester United start at home And well, they'll be hoping to start their season this season a lot better than they did last season under Erik ten Hag, losing their first 2 games under his reign in the Premier League last season. They will be hoping to make a lot better of that today. Here's Lisandro Martinez. Back to his goalkeeper, Onana. Now Wan-Bissaka. Nice flick ball to find Varane. Who tries to go back to Wan-Bissaka. But a high press early from Wolves. Puts it out for a Manchester United throw-in on that left-hand side. And of course, Andre Onana won 3 Eredivisie titles with Ajax under Erik ten Hag, and also made an appearance in a Champions League final last season for Internazionale Milano. There. Oh, it's a poor pass by Bruno Fernandes, and luckily Shaw and Mount were there to mop up the mistake, but Wolves were in a dangerous position. That's nice from Martinez. Gets it down the line. Here's Mason Mount. Shaw. Of course, England teammates. Garnacho to Martinez. It'll be interesting to see what kind of ideas that Gary O'Neill is trying to bring into this Wolves team. Only became the manager last Tuesday, 6 days ago. A very tight turnaround to come into a club that are threatened by relegation this season and try and get them off to a winning start, especially at one of the most difficult stadiums to try and get a win at in the Premier League. That's a nice bit of play from Wolves to work it down that right-hand side. That's a lovely move forward, as well as an early strike there from Cunha. A bit of a block, but Wolves are still up the pitch here. And well, they thought it was a corner there, Wolves, but a goal kick's been given. And that's why Sarabia let that one run, but referee Simon Hooper said it was a goal kick. By cheers from around the Old Trafford crowd. So Andre Onana with this goal kick then. A lot of questions will be coming on Andre Onana over this season. Of course, as described by Gary Neville, as one of the most scrutinised positions in world football, the Manchester United goalkeeper. Of course, David De Gea's departure was one after a long, long time at Manchester United as the number 1. It's a job, big boots to fill, to be fair to him. A free kick there to Manchester United inside their own half. Martinez goes back to Onana. Just taking his time, Andre Onana, trying to pick his passes right. Martinez to Shaw. The Wolves are one of my teams that I've predicted to get relegated this season. You can have a good start, but it doesn't mean you're going to have a good season. Cunha wins it for Wolves. They work it down their right-hand side. Neto trying to come in, failed, but the backtracking Bruno Fernandes does well to cover over his team. And that foul on Garnacho will give Manchester United the opportunity to get back on the ball and comfortable in possession again. Well, they've played decently. They haven't looked too under threat early on, Wolves. Of course, still the early minutes. Obviously, Manchester United have a new striker as well. Rasmus Højlund, who's joined for over £70 million in the summer. Not involved tonight through injury. Perfect start to your Manchester United career, that is. Here's Onana. Trying to play out, give the ball out wide. Craig Dawson there to win the first header. Manchester United throw on the left-hand side. Shaw. The ball to Mount was a bit overhead, and Wolves have the ball in the middle here. Here's Nunes. all the way back to the new Wolves captain, Max Kilman. He's just signed a new long-term contract at Wolves. He's committed to the club for the very foreseeable future. Craig Dawson has to go back to his goalkeeper. Jose Sa deals with it. Cunha can't keep it. Casemiro also can't keep it. They're all battling. They're sliding tackles in everywhere, and that's a lovely challenge by Casemiro. But the foul was committed on Alejandro Garnacho, so Manchester United will get the free kick. Yeah, it's just the foot of Pablo Sarabia. Just scripts the leg of Garnacho. A long ball forward. That's a nice move, and it is dealt with by Wolves, but they've given away the first corner of the game. That's good for Mason Mount. Really nice play. It's Casemiro. Lifts the ball over the top. Mason Mount's made a lovely run. Confuses the Wolves defence. A bit of a scramble to kind of clear it away, and ends up going behind for a corner, of which it looks like Mason Mount will take. Bruno Fernandes is over with him on that right-hand side of the corner. They've taken it short. Here's Fernandes. And the deflection off the Wolves player. We'll see it for another corner. Of course, Manchester United have the worst set-piece record in the Premier League. Only 6 set-piece goals last season. Only 4 goals from corners is also the worst in the division. Something they'll be hoping to improve on this season if they're going to be more of a threat in that top 4. Mason Mount will deliver it into the box here. Right-footed delivery. Palmed away by Sa. And there will be a free kick as there was a foul in there somewhere. There was an offside flag, actually. So it's a goal kick will be given as the delivery was a bit too deep for Mason Mount. So Jose Sa has the ball here for Wolves. I'm not too certain as to what to make of this start for Manchester United. They've looked good in glimpses, but I think assured possession has been something they've been lacking so far, but there's still a long way to go. Jose Sa. That long ball out to the left-hand side. It's a nice flick on, but Varane's there to cover for Manchester United and goes back to Onana. Onana with the ball out wide, looking for Garnacho. Defended well by Semedo, and that's better from Gomez to get it back to Dawson and now Sa. Kilman. A heavy touch from Kilman, snatched away from him as Manchester United look to pounce. Oh, they're too passive. Just couldn't find the clinical pass that they needed. Martinez. Shaw. Trying to feed it through for Garnacho, but quick to that one was Dawson. Now it's Semedo. Tries to get past his man and will win the free kick there. Nelson Semedo. It was a poor, heavy touch by Max Kilman. Tried to drive forward with the ball, and it was snatched on by Anthony for Manchester United. But probably a chance wasted there for Manchester United. They could have pounced on that mistake. And of course, Gary O'Neill had a fantastic performance with Bournemouth last season, finishing 15th. And they were heavily tipped for relegation at the start of last season. They'll be hoping to do another miracle here with Wolves this season. Another side that have been heavily tipped for relegation by many at the start of this season. Nice intricate football though from Wolves. Semedo. Back to Dawson. Dawson up against Rashford. Finds it down the line to Semedo. Semedo in field. That's lovely from Sarabia. Falls to Neto. Tries to cut it back, and just about Manchester United get it away from any Wolves' legs. And now they're on the break themselves with Garnacho. He's caught out there. Garnacho beaten by 2 Wolves players, retreating back. It was better from Wolves. And Gomez gets it in field to Lamina. Now to Ait-Nouri. Nunez down the left-hand side. Nunez trying to beat Varane, and the last touch is off Mateus Nunes, and that'll be a goal kick to Manchester United. 10 minutes gone, 0-0. Decent start from Wolves. They've not been afraid in possession. They've been confident and winning the ball back, not afraid to press this Manchester United team. Onana with the ball out from the back, snatched upon. Luckily they get away with it, Manchester United. Now here's Anthony on the break. The 4-on-3. Here's Rashford. Sa can't come for it. Makes the save, Jose Sa, from the Rashford strike. They just got out of that one, Wolves. Looked like they were caught out of numbers in defence. They couldn't get bodies back quick enough. Dawson. Semedo. Manchester United looks so deadly on the counter-attack. That's their first proper chance with Marcus Rashford. Fed down the right-hand side, and Sa just really didn't know whether to come or not. And ultimately was in the right position at the right time. Right, Nuri. Kilman. Back to Jose Sa. Here's Dawson. Into the midfield, and another poor pass from the back from Wolves as Fernandes picks up upon it. Casemiro with the delivery. Anthony lurking. Had to be cleared away by Max Kilman. And that'll be a corner for Manchester United on the right-hand side. And that's the type of threat that Anthony can cause, breaking into the box and causing panic within the Wolves' defence. But again, it's playing out from the back from Wolves, and trying to make the pass round the corner. It was Mario Lemina, I think, who tried to make the pass and gave it away to Manchester United. And that's where they find themselves with a corner. Mount to take it. Third corner for Mount to take. Another in the box delivery. Whipped in. Headed away by Wolves. Garnacho tries to snatch onto it just on the edge as Shaw's chasing back. As Neto was trying to win the ball off him. And Neto wins the possession. That's really good from Pedro Neto. And now Wolves can break. That's another poor pass by Cunha. Bit of a... not the best of starts for either team. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro. Both seem a bit rattled at the minute. That's a nice switch ball, and Garnacho couldn't keep it in. Or it hit a hand, one of the two. The referee's blown the whistle anyway. They look a bit nervy, Manchester United. They don't look... I don't know. They're lacking something at the moment. I can't put my finger on it. They just don't seem like they've clicked as much. And I mean, to be fair, the team isn't massively different to last season. Only the goalkeeper and a midfielder are the two massive changes. But in terms of that, that's 9 players that played with each other last season. They just seem a bit out of sync at the moment. Ait Nuri. Wolves just about get the pass through, but heavy touch there by Sarabia. Allows Wan-Bissaka to recover. Casemiro to Fernandes. Now Anthony. Nice movement, nice skill. And wins the free kick off Ait Nuri, who held him back there. Simon Hooper's given the free kick. Given away a couple of those Wolves early on. Those unnecessary free kicks. Just pulling a few players back. Casemiro. Lovely ball out wide to find Anthony. Anthony in this right, trying to find a way in. Was blocked the first time, got the pass off to Wan-Bissaka. Anthony. Back to Wan-Bissaka. Wolves pressing the Manchester United team and have to go back to Martinez in defence. Right to the left is Garnacho. Back to Martinez. Now Varane goes all the way back to Onana. Casemiro back to Onana. Well, the nerves all round Old Trafford. It's quite quiet at the moment. That's very unlike Old Trafford at the start of a new season. Wan-Bissaka. Varane. Back to Onana. Onana to Mount. Back to Onana. Onana to Wan-Bissaka. Taking their time, Manchester United. I think they're a bit nervous, probably. That's probably one of the reasons why they're taking their time. They just don't look... There's not much movement for Manchester United. They're very still. And they're making the same passes. And Wolves just holding firm, and they steal the ball here, Wolves, off them. Gomez there that won the ball, and Nunez battling in midfield. Sarabia does about enough to find his captain, Kilman. Right to the right is Semedo. Now here's Pedro Neto. Neto looking for the switch ball. Wan-Bissaka with the header on it. And luckily Casemiro gets there. Now finds Anthony. That's better. Here is Anthony. A poor pass. Looking to try and find Fernandez, but it's a poor giveaway. And now Wolves look to go on the break themselves. Neto chasing this ball, and the challenge from Lisandro Martinez. That's a poor challenge, and it will be the first yellow card of the game. It's one of those where if you get the ball, it's a fantastic challenge, but anything other than the ball, and that's a yellow card type of a challenge. And Lisandro Martinez, the Manchester United centre-back, is in the book inside 17 minutes. It's one of those ones. He's nowhere near the ball. He just slides in and takes the feet from under Pedro Neto. Now Wolves have a set-piece chance. Chance for to deliver it into that Manchester United box. One thing that Wolves have, that Manchester United don't have in abundance, is height. Free kick Wolves on the left-hand side. It is Neto to take. Left-footed. It's a bit of a weird one, and the header from, I think that was Lamine. It was Gomez, actually, with the header, but Andre Onana, simple catch. Wasn't the best of set pieces from Wolves. Wasn't the height on it. Garnacho, back to Shaw. Casemiro. Casemiro out to Anthony. Anthony on the right-hand side. Cuts inside. Still driving in field, but finds it to Casemiro. Wan-Bissaka. Good challenging there from Nunez, tracking back. Varane has it here. On the right-hand side, Rafa Varane. Has to go back again. Wolves in their shape. And Wolves look to be allowing Manchester United the space out wide and really compact in the middle. Here's Garnacho. Fernandez looking for the return ball to Garnacho, who goes down. Referee quick to wave away any chance of a free kick there. Says there was no foul. And that runs for a goal kick to Wolves. Wolves again playing it out from the back, and Garnacho wins the ball. Back to Martinez. And Shaw goes back to Onana again. I would love to know how many touches Onana has had, because I would say it's probably up there with the most of the game so far. Here's Varane. Out to the right-hand side for Anthony. And they go back again. Wan-Bissaka, Varane. Wan-Bissaka. Onana. Manchester United find Garnacho on the left, but Semedo again, really good defending by Nelson Semedo. It's a lovely ball from Andre Onana to find Garnacho on the left, but again, Semedo covering the space and not allowing Garnacho past. And wins the throw in doing so as well. Semedo to take this throw in for Wolves. Gomez with the hoof up the pitch. Ariel Lamina controls it. That's a nice close control ball. Finds Ait-Nouri. Lovely feet by Ryan Ait-Nouri. Gets it out wide to Mateus Nunes again. Back in field is Cunha, who's just beaten off the ball there by Casemiro. Good strength. Here's Rashford. Out wide to Garnacho. Can they find a bit of space on the counter here, Manchester United? Garnacho again comes in field and gives away the ball. It's that high compact Wolves are. They're throwing bodies into the middle of the pitch, and Manchester United just unable to deal with it at the moment. And the referee has pulled the ball back. I think he's pulled it back for a free kick. Maybe. It was a bit strange because Wolves had the possession. Well, the fewest touches of the game so far, Marcus Rashford. 4 touches. The fewest of any player on the pitch. That shows you how compact Wolves have been. They haven't been able to find Marcus Rashford. Manchester United, once they get it into the midfield, they have to go wide because there's no space whatsoever in the middle. Here's Ait-Nouri. Gets it to Nunes. Back to Ait-Nouri. Inside the Manchester United half. Sarabia. Nunes again. And the flag is up against, I think it was Mateus Nunes there. So that attack comes to nothing. Been not the best quality of football to start this game. From both teams, that is. And there he is, the former Manchester United captain, Harry Maguire. Of course, still a Manchester United player, but has been linked to moves away, most notably to West Ham. But he's still on the bench here tonight for Manchester United. Who knows if he'll get the move or not? There was apparently some quotes in the last few days that Erik ten Hag had been talking about him fighting for his place. Bit strange. Garnacho breaks into the box. First time Manchester United find this space. Shaw battling. Keeps the ball. Finds Garnacho. Fernandes. Lovely feet there. Shaw. Again, Wolves get bodies back and into their shape. Fernandes trying to find a cute ball out to the back. Wan-Bissaka keeps it alive. Good covering defensively though from Nunes. And Ait-Nouri gives it out to Nunes on the left. A bit of a slip there from Mateus Nunes, who's also taken down. And I think Wan-Bissaka's given away a free kick here. Been one of those games that's been a bitty start here. Not been the best quality, as I've been saying. Been the most exciting of games to start off with, but that's football. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Manchester United win so far in the chat, 87% on overwhelming that the chat believe that Manchester United will come away with the 3 points here. Not surprised. Genuinely, I'm not, to be fair. They have such a strong home record, Manchester United. Had the second best in the Premier League last season. One of only 3 teams to lose just 1 home game all of last season, including Man City and Liverpool in that one. 48 points at home. Vast majority of their points came here at Old Trafford. Here's Bruno Fernandes. Gets the break of the ball. The ball to Garnacho was well covered over by Semedo again. From Wolves, so far defensively, they've been quite solid. And that's what will be promising from Gary O'Neill. So far, not too worried about lacking any attacks so far, but defensively, they looked really sound. But it just takes one moment, one lapse of concentration to completely open up a defence. And with Manchester United's quality up the pitch, it won't take very much to try and find that space. Here's Lisandro Martinez. Garnacho. Back to Shaw. Varane. Varane to Anthony. Now Wan-Bissaka. Into the middle is Casemiro. That's a lovely, nice football from Manchester United. And Mason Mount overruns the ball and slips, allowing Wolves to get back on into the possession. As they're trying to clear it out from the back. That was nice from Lamina. Lovely feet by Cunha. Gets past Martinez. Cunha's through here. It's a 3-on-2. Cunha gives it to Sarabia with a strike. And the deflection takes it just wide of the right post. Really good counter-attack and play from Wolves. They play it out from the back from Mario Lamina. That's a lovely first bit of play from Wolves out of the back. And I think it was Cunha that had it. Lovely feet, lovely football, and breaks past Lisandro Martinez and finds himself in an unbelievable position of a 3-on-2. Such ease to beat Lisandro Martinez, find the space, find the free man as Sarabia on the left, and takes the strike and deflected just wide for a Wolves corner. Left-footed corner whipped in. Headed down in the box. Just about snatched away by Casemiro. Headed away by Shaw. And the counter-attack was almost on for Manchester United, but again, good defending by Semedo. Nunez has it now. Out to the left for Sarabia. Infield to Nunez. Lamina will strike from distance. That was closed down pretty easily, and that's a poor challenge from Mario Lamina to try and win it back off Alejandro Garnacho, and he's the second player in the book tonight. Another yellow card for Simon Hooper to give out. It's a poor challenge. It's a bit cynical, that. Nowhere near the ball. It takes out Garnacho's right foot. Free kick Manchester United. And Mario Lamina on a yellow card. Martinez. Wan-Bissaka. Anthony, promising again. I think it's been a pretty even game on the grand scheme of things. That's nice from Fernandez. Gets it to Wan-Bissaka, chasing down the right. Gomez thought he'd won the ball. He has the help of Ryan Aït-Nouri as well to help him. The ball is awful from Aït-Nouri into a danger zone. And then the Manchester United mess it up. That's what I mean by scrappy. The game just... Both teams are lacking the control on the ball. Like, every time they have the ball, it's like they want to get rid of it as quickly as they have it. Neither team are confident enough to roam in possession a bit more. That's why it's been such a close-fought game. You know, every time Wolves have it at the back, the slightest bit of pressure, they're firing it away to try and hope and find a shirt in gold and black in the middle of the pitch. That's lovely movement by Anthony again. Mason Mount is battling, loses out again. Wolves really winning these physical battles. And there's two Wolves players down. One of them's rolling around. I think that is Gomez that's rolling around there. João Gomez. Not happy with the Mount challenge. Yeah, Mount on the ball, and it just steps onto the leg accidentally of and trying to keep the ball. It's a slight dangerous one, that, for Mason Mount. There's nothing, I think, more to be said about it for Mason Mount, and Wolves will get the free kick. Cunha. Kilman. Finds the space to Nunez. Now Lamina. Out wide to Semedo. Wolves, the passing has been decent but every time that Manchester United try and press them, they seem to panic a bit more. That composure is lacking, but they've got the ability to pass these balls. That was Aït-Nouri kept that in, and he's done really, really well. And I think he wins a throw in here. Bruno Fernandes again taking the huffs. Not winning that throw in, and Aït-Nouri has it. 30 minutes gone, 0-0 at Old Trafford. Here in the opening game of the season for these two teams. Game 10 of 10 in the opening weekend of the Premier League season. Aitnuri then with this throw in on the left-hand side. Finds Sarabia. Lamina keeps the possession. Have to go back to Dawson. Dawson switches it out to that left again. Brought down by Aitnuri. Infield to Nunez, and the touch off Wan-Bissaka gives Wolves another throw in on that left-hand side. Yellow card. Well, the two players on a yellow card at the moment, Mario Lamina and Lisandro Martinez. Two players, one for each team. Well, there's another issue here. I'm confused at what this is. There's a Wolves player down. I think it's Cunha. Yeah, he takes the first touch, a heavy touch, and then I think he does. It might have been a foul in there from Casemiro. The referee didn't give it, but the cheers from around the Old Trafford crowd as Cunha's back up on his feet. Manchester United have this throw in then. Wan-Bissaka to take. Back to Varane. Has to fire it upfield. Lamina wins the second header. Martinez tries to clear it away. Varane with the clearance. Dawson with the header from the clearance. And Gilman wins another ball. Brought down nicely by Lamina. Wolves have just garnered a bit more of the possession in the last 5-10 minutes. That's lovely from Nunez to track back and win the ball back off Rashford. And he'll get the free kick after Rashford pushed him. And there's another Wolves player down, Mario Lamina this time. Been a very bitty game. Just no real control, but Lamina's down and Wolves have played on. And now they have a ball through the middle. And inches wide for Matheus Cunha. Lovely run through the middle. See this again, they play it on the right. Cunha just gets the break of the ball. Nice one too. A ball in behind Martinez and Cunha runs in between the two defenders. Latches onto it, right-footed strike. And it just narrowly wide of that left post for Wolves. And Matheus Cunha has looked a threat for Wolves when they've broke forward like that. I've had one or two chances from similar positions. Almost another huge chance for Wolves. Aitnuri. Throw in. Bit scrappy. Lamina wins it back, heads it forward. Casemiro to clean up. Lamina to win it back. Nunez with the control, and Wan-Bissaka kicked it out, but Matheus Nunez was offside. So will be a free kick to Manchester United. In terms of possession so far, Manchester United have had more of the possession, 58-42 in Manchester United's favour. They've had 2 shots, 1 on target. Manchester United Wolves have had 5 shots, none of them on target. 4 of them have been blocked, so really lacking in attack, both teams so far. And that just about sums up how the game's gone. They've had half chances, if that, both teams, but nothing of massive great quality so far. Nice from Gomez, Lamina. And that's the last touch off Anthony, I think. Gary O'Neill, I'm sure, will be very happy with how his team have played. And the more the game breaks up and the less momentum there is in the game, it actually helps his team out a lot more. Breaking the game up, bit stop-start. The referee has had enough with the stop-start. They're wasting too much time, Wolves. And that's Ryan Aitnuri, who's also gone into the book for time wasting. So he's been booked. Martinez. Back to Onana. Into the last 10 minutes of the first 45 here at Old Trafford. Still goalless. Well, Wolves have won at Old Trafford in the Premier League, just the once in their history. That was back in January of 2022 with the winning goal from João Moutinho in the last 8 minutes of the game. In that one, Manchester United have won all of the other last 5 of the last 6 between the two sides, conceding just 1 goal in all of those games. Manchester United, in those games they won. Their biggest win against Wolves against Wolves at Old Trafford in the Premier League was back in 2011, a 4-1 win. Manchester United. That's poor from Semedo, trying to pirouette on the ball, but got caught out there. Manchester United have it back with Mount. Casemiro. Out wide to Shaw. Now here's Rashford, who's moved out to the wide left. Shaw. Rashford. Lovely ball to find Shaw in the box. Shaw spins on it, cuts it in across. Sa trying to clear it away. And it was Anthony there as well. It was a free kick anyway, going Wolves' way. But again, a bit of a scramble. Jose Sa almost made an absolute mess of that defensively. There's a lovely vision from Marcus Rashford from the left to find that ball to Shaw. Shaw just spins on it, plays it across the 6-yard box, and Wolves just have bodies there in time. Jose Sa tries to catch it. It bobbles away from him. It falls to Garnacho, who's covered over by Nunes. And then they eventually get it cleared away without Nuri in the end, Wolves. But they got away with one there. Far too scrappy defensively, that, from a Wolves point of view. That will give Manchester United confidence, but Semedo with the clearance there. Nunes chested it down, but too heavy. Anthony won it. And now Wan-Bissaka on the run. Beats his man. Here's Wan-Bissaka in the box, cuts it across. Header from Rashford, calls of handball. So many calling for handball, but the referee waved it away. Anthony. This will give Man United confidence. Fernandes from distance, blocked. Falls to Martinez. Manchester United smell blood here. Garnacho. Mount cuts it back across. Too deep. Too much on that one. Not many players there to get on the end of it. Wan-Bissaka. Casemiro. Trying to find a delivery in. Away by Lamina. Brought down by Sarabia. And VAR have had a look at that handball and no further doing from them. They've said, check complete. No penalty. We'll just see the replay here. Again, it's Wan-Bissaka. Just beats out Nuri. Cuts it to the byline right across. And Marcus Rashford with the header. And it's Nelson Semedo. It looks like it might hit his chest or somewhere like that. See this again. It hits kind of where his body is, like on his chest, and then rolled onto his arm, kind of, which isn't a handball. It hit his body first. Nunes trying to find the run of, I think that was Sarabia or Cunha in behind, but Wan-Bissaka dealt with it. I think the offside flag went up anyway. But again, Wolves with those balls in behind, they do look threatening. Just not been able to make the most of them yet in this game. Neither team have made the most of any attacking chances in the first half. It's been not a first half where attacking players have been on top. Well, we've a lot more football to come for you next weekend, including a big doubleheader next Saturday. Tottenham against Manchester United and then Man City against Newcastle. What a doubleheader that is next Saturday. We also have more football coming up midweek. We have the Super Cup this Wednesday. Manchester City against Sevilla in the 2023 Super Cup. Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Shaw. Rashford. Beating a few players there from Wolves. Wan-Bissaka tries to float it in. Cleared away by Wolves. 40 minutes gone. 5 plus additional time to go in the first half. Still, the deadlock remains at Old Trafford. Martinez. Shaw. Out wide to Garnacho on the left-hand side, up against Semedo. Garnacho trying to beat him with pace, but the heavy touch will run it out of play, and Wolves will get a goal kick. Well, one point that Gary O'Neill will make at half-time is how well defensively Wolves have done, holding Manchester United to just one shot on target in this first half is one of promise and something to build on for the second half for Wolves. They can also build on their own attacking attempts as well in the game. Not a shot on target for them either. Well, that's almost a gift as Garnacho across and Dawson with away. Martinez keeps it alive, gets it to Rashford. Rashford falls to Garnacho. And it's far away. I see this again. It's cleared away by Dawson. Picked up by Martinez. Finds Rashford. Rashford beating off the ball and it falls right back to Garnacho, who fires it right across. It was too high and wide to find the back of the net. He ends up behind for a goal kick, but that was a bit better for Manchester United, maintaining the attack a bit better. And Sa with the long ball out from the back, trying to get Núñez on the spin, and Núñez beats Wan-Bissaka the first time. Gets it to Cunha. Cunha to Núñez. Núñez can't gather it. Fernandes nicks it. Finds it to Rashford. Back to Fernandes. Can he measure one forward? Gives it to Anthony down the right. Here's Anthony. Beats out Nuri. Anthony across. Blocked by Kilman. And out Nuri here has it at the back and clears it away. It's very scrappy game. Anthony has it. Casemiro a bit close for comfort. A bit too close for comfort there from Casemiro. Finds it to Martinez. Ball over the top for Wan-Bissaka. And out Nuri with a header back. And Jose Sa was quick to catch that one. A bit better for Manchester United. They're starting to try and find a way to open this Wolves defence. As you can see, as I can see here, the stats. First 35 minutes, Man United had 5 touches in the Wolves box. In the last 5 minutes alone, they've had 7. 2 more than they did in the last 35. So they are looking like they're opening them up a bit better. Finding a few spaces starting to open up for them. Manchester United. Still, they've yet to really cause as much of a problem as expected in this first half to a Wolves team that have lost so many senior players in the summer. You know, you can list a whole ream of players that have departed from the Midlands club over the summer, including their manager that kept them up last season. That's a short pass and Wolves are in here. The advantage has been played by the referee. It's a run from Neto. Neto, can he keep it? He's still going, Pedro Neto. Martinez just about got back to put him off, and Mount recovering for Man United, and that will be a free kick. But there will be a yellow card coming out here. I think it was Luke Shaw. It was Luke Shaw that, as the referee played the advantage, that would challenge. The short pass, he challenged Sarabia. It's a poor challenge, it's a Senegal one. Had to make it, of course, but it was a short pass back from Garnacho to find Shaw. Sarabia beaten, loses out and was on the floor for quite a while, and that's why Luke Shaw gets a yellow card. But it was fantastic close control from Pedro Neto to beat a few Man United players. It was only Martinez was the last man back. Finally got a nick on the ball to take it away from him. But again, Wolves on the break look so threatening. All they need to do is find the finish, tell it, and they could have caused a big, big problem for Manchester United in the second half. Lamina. That's a bit of a heavy touch. Semedo battling. Was caught between two minds. Needed Dawson to help him clear it. Neto with a poor pass in, failed. Mount gets it to Rashford. Better movement from Manchester United. Mount. Mount to find Wan-Bissaka. Now Anthony. Blocked. Lovely blocked by Mateus Nunes. And now here's Cunha. Cunha with a switch ball. Looking to find Neto on the far right, and that will evade Luke Shaw and everyone on that side, both players, and that will be a throw into Man United. 2 additional minutes at the end of the first half here at Old Trafford. Still 0-0. Still the vast majority of the chat predicting that Manchester United will win this game. 86% still confident that Man United will get the 3 points here. Shaw to Garnacho. Back to Luke Shaw. Can they snatch it at the end of the half, Manchester United, to take a half-time lead? Cunha. Pulled back there by Rafael Varane. And that'll be a free kick to Wolves. They've looked a bit... I think Erik ten Hag will have a quick chat with his players. They need to move more. When they've been better with their movement, they've looked more dangerous. That's better from Antony. And Rashford was through there, but the ball just got away from him in the end. And I think there was a block in there by a Wolves player, but again, a bit lax from Wolves. I would love to see how many times they have given the ball away unnecessarily, these two teams, because it's been massive turnovers in possession and unchallenged turnovers. Fernandes to take the corner. His first corner of the evening from the right-hand side. It's a decent delivery, and Rafa Varane got the header on it, but bounced into the ground and behind for a goal kick. That's been probably the most threatening of the corners in this game. It's Rafa Varane that got the header on it. Just a glance of a header, but a header nonetheless. And that is the end of the first half. One that I'm sure both teams will want to forget with the quality that they lacked in the first 48 minutes here or so. Half-time, it is still goalless. Both teams will be hoping to improve their attacking abilities in the second half to try and change the outcome of this game. Half-time, Man United 0, Wolves 0.
How it's supposed to feel.
Old Trafford, half-time whistle. One manager walking down the touchline with a spring in his step, the other looking less than impressed. Conor McNamara.
Yeah, I don't think this is quite fared out the way many people thought it would do. Manchester United 0, Wolves 0 at the break. Wolves have dominated much of that opening 45 minutes. Rafael Varane did have a chance, header from a corner, but then he couldn't get on target right at the end in stoppages before the break. He's only scored one Manchester United goal for Varane. Michael Brown's alongside me. This has been energetic, been hungry from Wolves. And it's been ambitious. They haven't just sat back to absorb Manchester United. They've taken the game to Erik ten Hag's team.
They have, and they've done it with good tempo, looked organised, very, very quickly into the game. Cunha's been the star of the show, let's be fair. He's obviously tracked back, he's got to some good areas, and then he's got a shot away just wide. He showed some brilliance on the ball as well, so he's been that little bit of a link for Wolves in that number 10 position. Manchester United have also had the chances. That Varane one that you were just talking about, it was a free header from that Fernandes corner. He's got to do better. That's a big chance as he just sort of skims away from his head. Rashford chance just before that from a Wolves mistake, when it's the first time really, Conor, that they looked a little bit complacent.
Yeah, the most worrying moment for Wolves, the most opportunistic movements for Manchester United have been mistakes inside their own half by Wolves defenders, and Max Kilman's been a lucky boy on 2 occasions. Manchester United probably hoping that just one of them is going to fall their way, and if Wolves are punished, go one down, maybe some of this hunger and energy might disappear.
Well, it will, but that's what they've got to make sure, and I'm sure that's what Gary O'Neill will be saying for all the good work. Yes, there's going to be some pressure on. He's got to make sure none of those square passes. We've seen obviously Nunes as well just lose the one just before it for the Rashford opportunity. He didn't even run back and react to it. So there is some little bits of signs that need improving from this Wolves side, but Manchester United really have to do better than what they have in the first half with the players that they've got on the pitch. Conor.
Roberto Martinez, the Portuguese national coach, is here. Plenty Portuguese players across both teams to watch, but no goals yet at Old Trafford at the break. Manchester United 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0.
Linking Villa to what's going on at Old Trafford this evening, they are reportedly, because of that injury to Tyrone Mings, looking at Harry Maguire. He's one of the options. And Eric Ten Hag has said this about Harry Maguire in the build-up to tonight's game. He has the ability to be first-choice centre-back. He's the best for England, so why shouldn't he be the best for us? He has to prove it. When he's not confident enough to fight, then he has to make a decision and go. Rory, what do you make of that?
I think I don't know if that's slightly disingenuous from Ten Hag. I think Manchester United have made it very clear that Harry Maguire, they do not regard Harry Maguire as good enough to be their first choice central defender in this system. I don't think United particularly want to keep him, to be perfectly honest, and it would be easier for them if he went to a club, and apparently it has to be a club that wears claret and blue, so it might as well be Villa if it's not West Ham.
Chris, you looked open-mouthed at Rory's comment. Is that because you disagree with the word disingenuous? Are we going back down that route, or was it?
I can't believe Rory has savaged the Manchester United manager like that. But I agree with him. I absolutely agree with him. Ten Hag is just not having Maguire. He wants him out. He's trying to be nice. He needs to earn the right to get his place back, or whatever the wording was. The best thing for Maguire is to move on. I mean, that's, it's as simple as that. Maybe he thinks West Ham are beneath him, and maybe he's just waiting for the right or a better fit than that, and keeping his options open. But he's not going to play a lot of football at Manchester United this season if he stays there. And he must be 30 odd now, 30. Harry Maguire. He needs to go and play football, and that won't be at Manchester United because Ten Hag has him well down the pecking order.
No,
He's just being nice.
I feel genuinely quite sorry for Harry Maguire, which is odd for someone who has paid a huge amount of money and plays for Manchester United and has presumably seen quite a lot of his lifelong dreams come true. But for a team like Villa or West Ham, Harry Maguire would be a superb signing. He would genuinely look like one of the best defenders in the league. In a team that plays the sort of defensive line that suits him, he would be outstanding. And it feels a little bit like the longer he stays at Manchester United, the more he's seen as a figure of fun, which I don't think is fair on Harry Maguire, to be perfectly honest.
No, and I think he has proved, especially in the World Cup for England, that when he is given confidence and the manager trusts in his performance, that he is able to go and kind of perform at that highest level. And I think even though Ten Hag's come out and said that before the game today, I think as a player, how do you even believe that? Because his actions are not really kind of coinciding with what he's saying. It's like he knows his centre-half pairing is Martinez and Varane at this moment in time, and it seems that Harry Maguire tends to play the League Cup games.
Is there any way that Ten Hag's comments are a final throw of the dice to see whether he can get something out of him?
I don't know what he's trying to do with that comment, to be honest. I think it's kind of if the club's agreeing to sell him to whoever that might be, West Ham, Aston Villa, whoever it might be, I think that kind of says his intentions in itself. To be honest, even if he is fighting closely for that position, it seems no matter what Harry Maguire has been able to do, and I'm not saying he has played his best football for Man United over the last season, but I think that has probably been affected by your manager has no faith in you, so how can you go and play your best football?
You managed to both scowl and smirk at that question I put to Steph, Chris, which not many people can do that in one facial expression, so well done.
I don't think you... I could do it. Yeah, I can do a lot of things with my face.
Can you?
Look, it's you didn't really believe. You didn't believe in that question, Mark. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
You didn't. I mean, you just threw it out there. That we all know what's going on. Eric Ten Hag isn't fooling anybody. He wants him out, and Maguire just has to make that decision of where do I actually want to go. And it won't be an easy decision for him to make, but he clearly feels West Ham isn't right for him at this particular time.
MNC at bbc.co.uk, 85058 if you want to get in touch. Everton dominated Fulham in many ways, Chris, at the weekend. 19 shots, 9 on target compared to Fulham's 2. Is it going overboard to already suggest that Everton's league position this season is completely down to how fit Dominic Calvert-Lewin will be?
I think he is the key to their season. I really do. If he gets fit, and I think the last couple of seasons he has never had a sufficient run of games, but he is a natural born finisher. Calvert-Lewin, he is absolutely key for Sean Dyche and Everton. I think Sean Dyche, watched the game at the weekend. Everton played well. They created opportunities. Maupay has just, I've been there myself before you say it, but Maupay has just lost, his confidence is shot to pieces. It really is. I feel sorry for him, actually. He hesitates. He doesn't have faith in his ability. Scored a few goals at Brighton, has gone to Everton. It hasn't worked out. And I'm sure Dyche doesn't really want to play him, but he hasn't got, many options. But he wasn't the only one. Patterson should have scored. They had opportunities. They were creative, and in that respect, Sean Dyche will think, well, that's good. We're ticking that box. But I think it's going to be the same all season unless he sort of pulls a striker in. I know they've signed the young lad Chimiti from Sporting Lisbon, but is he ready now? But Calvert-Lewin needs to get fit and play. And if he does, I'm absolutely convinced Everton will stay up. If he doesn't, I think they'll be in a bit of trouble.
They've as Chris said, they've signed Chimiti from Sporting, Steph. They brought Jack Harrison in on loan. They've got Danjuma as well. Do you think, putting Chimiti to one side for a moment, but do you think they're trying to get something to click whereby they don't have an out-and-out centre forward?
Yeah, watching Everton on Saturday and the chances they did create, it was a lot more chances than they created last season, which is a positive. I know that the result wasn't the same. My father-in-law's a big Everton supporter, and I think even when we're listening to the game and watching it, it's so frustrating for them because it's good that they're playing attacking football and they're getting them chances, but there just seems to be no one that's able to do that. But I think I agree with Chris in the sense that Calvert-Lewin will be massive for Everton in terms of you see the chances that was created and you're thinking he puts some of them away. But I think in general it's Everton don't have any other goal scorers apart from Calvert-Lewin. And I think maybe the addition of Jack Harrison that can maybe kind of pop in with a few goals here and there, coming in off the wing and creating some, that would add another kind of incentive for Everton in the way that they're playing.
My brother-in-law's an Evertonian and both my nephews. Family gatherings at the moment when you've got Evertonians.
Stephen's family are all Evertonians, so it's
can be a bit of a roller coaster.
The last day of the season wasn't good.
Goodness me. Sean Dyche said afterwards, and I know Rory, you might give a different answer to this than if Sean Dyche was sitting next to you, but he said afterwards,
"Oh, come on,
I'm not a big."
It was years ago.
I don't know if you noticed, Steph, but honestly, we had one Monday Night Club where he was in the studio, Sean, and Rory was like a quivering wreck next to him.
It's supposed to feel.
just a few moments away from the second half, starting at Old Trafford. It's still goalless between Manchester United and Wolves, and this will be the wrap-up to the Premier League weekend. It all started as the champions got off to a winning start away at Burnley, 3-0. Arsenal beat Nottingham Forest by 2-1. Bournemouth and West Ham played at a 1-1 draw. Brighton very dominant against Luton, winning by 4-1. Away wins for Fulham and Crystal Palace against Everton and Sheffield United. A massive win for Newcastle against Aston Villa, two very close rivals last season, but not close in that game. Newcastle 5-1 winners. Brentford and Tottenham played at a 2-2 draw. Chelsea, Liverpool 1-1. And it's goalless at Old Trafford at the break. And there might be some changes for Manchester United, and it looks like Victor Lindelof is warming up for a second half introduction. And there might have been, we'll see which centre-back he's coming on for in a moment. Of course, one of them was booked, Lisandro Martinez, booked in the first half, and it looks like it is him. He's got his training top back on, Lisandro Martinez, so Martinez is off, and Victor Lindelof is coming on. No, there's no chance of Harry Maguire getting on, I can tell you that much. You'd rather forfeit the game than put him on at centre-back. No offence. The players, Man United players, getting into a huddle ahead of the start of the second half after a pretty poor first half for Manchester United. It looked like they were a whole new team. Remember, 9 of the 11 played with each other for the vast majority of last season. They looked like they'd only met each other this morning with the way they were playing in that first half. Wolves, a lot of credit to the visitors. It's not an easy place to come and play and perform, and Wolves have done that so far in the first half. We'll see if they can keep it up for another 45 minutes in the second half. So the confirmation of that change then, Lisandro Martinez leaving the pitch and being replaced by Victor Lindelof for the second half. As we're almost ready for kickoff, as we're underway for the second 45. Wolves get us underway, and we'll see what we can get out of this second half from these two teams. A first half which lacked any attacking quality so far, but hopefully they find their shooting boots, these two teams, and we get a goals galore second half. Absolutely love that. To end the opening weekend of the new season. It's been the only game so far that hasn't had a goal in it. There's still another 45 minutes to go. Here's Neto. Lovely feet by Neto. Quick start here by Wolves, and Neto almost beaten by Andre Onana. Onana was quick to come out of his goal, but it will be a corner to Wolves. A very quick start. Lovely feet by Neto on that right-hand side, linking up beautifully with Pablo Sarabia. Gets to the byline, chasing it, Neto. Andre Onana bombing out of his goal. And Neto just waits to the perfect moment to hit it off Andre Onana and win the corner. Positive start then from the visitors. The corner whipped in. Headed away in that Man United box. Flicked back in. Away by Shaw. And Gomez to win it back. Kilman trying to head it forward. It's bouncing up in the air. No one can bring it down. That was lovely from Wan-Bissaka. But the link up with Anthony wasn't the best and goes out of play for a Wolves throw. Both teams just had one shot on target in the first half. Not the first half that Manchester United would have wanted. Very underwhelming. Of course, a lot better than their first half last season here at Old Trafford to start the season. They were 2-0 down against Brighton in that first half, at the end of the first half last season. So a bit better, but look at where Brighton ended up in the final standings. And they had a terrible start to last season, Manchester United, losing 2-1 here at against Brighton and then 4-0 away at Brentford the following week. It was one of the worst starts to the two opening games. They made up for it by winning here against Liverpool in the third game by 2-1. They're slow starters to the season, as been proven in previous seasons, Manchester United. They don't get to their best form for for at least a good while into the season. Here's Andre Onana. Here's Victor Lindelof. Well, since the opening weekend of last season, Manchester United won 15 games, through 3 times here, unbeaten at home since that Brighton defeat in match day 1 of the 2022-23 season. João Gomez, just a bit off the mark there for Sarabia, but well won back by Neto. Battling for the ball with Sarabia, almost won it as Fernandes kept the ball. That's nice from Casemiro to spin away and to find a good pass to Mount. Mount with not the best first touch, but got it out wide to Anthony. Anthony on the right-hand side. He's got options ahead of him, but couldn't make the pass count. And Mateus Nunes there to carry it away for Wolves. Lovely feat by Mateus Nunes. Now Wolves opening up on the counter-attack. Nunes out wide to Sarabia. Sarabia with a cross, flicked in, back post! And somehow it hasn't found the back of the net. Whether it was an Onana save or hit the post or something, but Mateus Cunha would have bet his house and his whole life on that finding the back of the net. It was a lovely counter-attack again by Wolves. All started by the breakaway from Mateus Nunes. Carried the ball forward for Wolves. Find the ball past a free Sarabia. Sarabia with a cross right across the box. Flick on by Neto. And waiting at the back post was Mateus Cunha. And it just hits the outside of the left post. And that's a huge opportunity for Wolves to take the lead. Oh, has to score. No chance for the Manchester United goalkeeper, but they get lucky there. And Wolves, a very poor finish. Should have done a lot better. Mateus Cunha on that back post. But Manchester United breathe a sigh of relief that they haven't conceded the first goal here. And they now have a free kick inside the Wolves half. Right-footed into the box, and that's not the best of free kicks. Set pieces straight into the hands of Jose Sa, who gets it to Neto. Well, last season, Wolves had the worst in terms of goal scoring in the Premier League. 31 goals they scored last season. 21 from open play. That is also the worst in the league. But they do create good chances. They just can't convert them. That's another thing they're terrible at. Their conversion rate is one of the worst as well. Here's Bruno Fernandes at the byline. Cuts it across all the way through, and Anthony has to finish blocked. And Wolves trying to get it away. They're a bit scrappy at the back again. And Semedo just does enough to get it away. But then Wan-Bissaka is there to nick it back for Man United. Wan-Bissaka. Anthony. Now Casemiro. Low ball to find Garnacho. Garnacho on the edge. Left-footed strike. Blocked. Shaw will pick it up. Gets it to Fernandes. Nice flick. Finds it to Garnacho. Fernandes again. Can he get a delivery in? Lifts it into the box. Headed away by Kilman. Bit better for Manchester United. Here's Victor Lindelof. Lindelof battling with Casemiro there. Finds it to Rashford. And Rashford crowded out there, and the ball will run through to Jose Sa in the Wolves goal. Really good compact defending again from Wolves. It was one of the best parts of their first half performance was their defensive work in terms of closing the spaces, not allowing Manchester United any free roam in the middle. Really staying compact and narrow, allowing them out wide, but not allowing the players through the middle to get anywhere enough time on the ball to make anything happen for Manchester United. And that's probably one of the big positives for Wolves in that first half. Something they'll look to maintain. Varane. Wan-Bissaka. Back to Varane. Casemiro lifts the ball over the top. Anthony makes the run. Sa's coming for it. Sa misses it. And over the bar, luckily for Craig Dawson, who was retreating. His goalkeeper came nowhere near the ball, Jose Sa. It's a lovely ball over the top by Casemiro. Anthony made the run, who flicked it across away from Jose Sa, who had no chance at getting it. And then Craig Dawson, just retreating in time, heads it over for a corner. It looked far too easy to open up there. And Jose Sa, poor goalkeeping error. Luckily, he gets away with it. Shaw to take the corner. Left-footed corner, whipped in. Sa with a punch. Punches it away. Wan-Bissaka tries to keep it alive. Brought down by Garnacho. Nice touch. Comes in field Garnacho. Spreads it across the pitch. Now Anthony. Anthony makes the run. Finds it to Rashford. And really good defending again by Mateus Nunes, but he puts it behind for another corner. On the opposite side this time. Right-hand side. And if they create enough of them, surely one of them's meant to go in. Although they don't score many from set pieces, they have to score at least one. Corner's whipped in from the right-hand side, headed away by Wolves. Garnacho will pick up again. And go again for Manchester United. Shaw lifts the ball into the box, back post, right across, and Max Gilman there hits it back to his goalkeeper, who catches. Sa with the ball forward. Run in behind from Sarabia, but it will totally evade him. And Onana will fire it up the pitch. And Wolves will win the ball back. Kilman. Lamina. Finds it out to the left for Mateus Nunes. Nunes. Heavy touch. Had two men ahead of him. Gives it away. Here's Fernandez. Lovely challenge by João Gomez. Looked in a real dangerous position there for Manchester United, did Bruno Fernandes, but João Gomez with a very good challenge. And that's lovely from Cunha. Makes the run through the middle. Mateus Cunha. And Onana has to parry it away. Another good run through the middle from Mateus Cunha, sorry. They just really good from João Gomez to hold off Casemiro. Finds it through to Cunha. Cunha makes the run through the middle. Takes the strike early on the edge of the D. Right-footed. Trying to find the bottom corner. And Andre Onana gets down quickly to parry it wide for a corner. 10 minutes gone in the second half. Both teams having early chances. Both have set pieces as well. Wolves have one here on the right-hand side. Corner will be an in-swinging corner. Left-footed. Whips it deep. Far too high. And that will be, well, headed away by Wan-Bissaka. Nunes will recover for Wolves and will recycle the ball for them to go again. Right, Nouri. Lamina. Out to the left-hand side. Nunes. Out Nouri. Cross to Craig Dawson. Dawson with the diagonal ball up the field for Pedro Neto to chase, but Shaw will try and see him away and plays it back to his goalkeeper, Onana, under pressure there and fires it up the pitch. Dawson there trying to win the header off Rashford. Rashford picks up the ball, has to retreat very deep, gets it to Shaw, but he's outnumbered. And now Neto on the right-hand side. Pedro Neto with a delivery, hits Shaw right in the face. Goes out for a corner, but a massive whack in the face for Luke Shaw. No, have to check he's okay here, I'm sure. Right in the face of Luke Shaw. That delivery from Pedro Neto. And referee just checking on Luke Shaw. Trying to get back to grips with what's just happened. Pedro Neto, the man who hit the ball into Luke Shaw's face, is also over there, making sure the England left back is okay to continue. The referee just making sure he is okay, Luke Shaw. But Manchester United have another corner to defend. Luke Shaw still looks a bit dazed. Doesn't look in the best concentration. Pablo Sarabia to take the corner from the right-hand side. Another deep one. And there's 2 players down in the box. Whatever meant that. Whatever comes of that. We'll just see the replay of this. And Dawson and Anthony battling in the box. Dawson just... This is just ridiculous. Both grappling in the box, and Dawson takes him down. They will take the corner again, Wolves. It's a low one. Flicked right across. Still not away. And they do get it away eventually, Man United. But that was dangerous from Wolves. Garnacho couldn't latch onto the end of that forward ball from Fernandes. Nice Sarabia who took the corner. And Garnacho tracking back, defending for Manchester United as Rashford breaks forward here. There's a couple of players forward for Manchester United. Wolves have a few bodies back. Rashford going himself, cuts it across, blocked, cleared away. Garnacho coming in. Garnacho on the edge. Unleashes one and slices through it with the left foot. Well behind for a goal kick. Manchester United probably should have done better from that counter-attack. Rashford just tried to cut it back across goal. Dawson was quick to it. It fell to Garnacho just on the edge and unleashed a strike, but sliced right through the ball and was nowhere near the goal in the end. Into the stands. So far, 12 shots for Manchester United, 1 on target. Wolves have had 9 shots, 2 on target. Wolves in attack, better than United at the moment. Neto finds it to Sarabia on the edge, cuts it across goal. Too close to Andre Onana. Simple enough catch for the new Manchester United keeper. But again, Wolves finding ways to open Manchester United up more often than Man United are opening Wolves up. Here's Garnacho down the left. Can they make something count here? Fernandes. Wan-Bissaka out to Anthony on the right. Just creeping into the box. Finds it for Fernandes. Too much on the ball. Run right through for a goal kick. Or will it be a corner, actually? Because it looked like there was a flexion there. So they've taken the corner quickly. Trying to confuse Wolves. Anthony with a delivery. And evaded everyone in there. They tried to keep the momentum, Man United. Take the corner very quickly. Fernandes. Find it to Anthony, who crossed it right across the goal, but too high for Casemiro or Rashford in there to get on the end of it. Goes behind for a goal kick. Still 0-0 after the 60-minute mark, so 2/3 of the game down, and Wolves looks to be still in a very good position to get something out of this game. But still a long, long way to go before anything happens, and they might be making a change or two in a moment. Looked like Hee-Chan Hwang was getting a bit of information on the sidelines for Wolves, so maybe a change up front. Varane gets it to Wan-Bissaka. Rashford. One of these two teams needs to take their chances soon enough. Cross deep from Fernandes, but Jose Sa was there to catch for Wolves. Cunha. Back to Lamina. Gomez. Lamina. Back to Max Kilman. Well, the possession's been 50-50 so far in this second half. Wolves have had a lot more of the ball than they did in the first half. Now using it well. Here's Kilman. Pulled back there by Anthony. Surely we'll get the free kick there. There's lovely feat by Kilman to win it back and run forward with it. And then Anthony holding him back will give away the free kick. And Hee-Chan Hwang is going to be the substitution for Wolves. And he's also bringing on an information sheet for the team. And he will replace Pablo Sarabia. So Sarabia off and Hwang on for Wolves. That'll be an interesting change for Wolves up front. See what they can offer in attack. They've looked dangerous in attack, but lacking the final finish. And maybe that's what Gary O'Neill is thinking. Get a different player on, maybe offer a different finishing ability. There's something different for Man United to deal with in defence, as he's just brought on an information sheet for Mateus Nunes to have a read of. Did Hwang there? Oh, Lamina took it. The dangerous one there. He found his way out of it. It was almost beaten there. Here's Hwang. And that's a poor challenge by Wan-Bissaka. It's a naughty one. We'll see what the referee is doing. Just having a chat with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, so no further action, but will be a free kick. See it again. It's a late one on Hwang. He's just on the pitch and has already seen the most of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, putting an early challenge on him. So free kick to Wolves, deep in the Manchester United half. Far on the left-hand side, so we more of a floated delivery you would expect. Looks like it's Neto that's gone over to that left-hand side to take it. Have a few bodies in the box there, Wolves. Can they do something from this set piece? 6 Wolves players in that Manchester United 18-yard box. Neto with a delivery. Cunha with a header, but it got it all wrong there. Didn't head it across goal. Headed it straight back the way it came. And out for a goal kick. Yeah. Not the best of attacks there from Mateus Cunha. Headed it straight out for a goal kick. Could have done a lot better from that position. Still goalless at Old Trafford. Wan-Bissaka. Anthony. Casemiro's ball is intercepted and Fernandes can't win the 50-50. Ait-Nouri up against Mount. Ait-Nouri in a tough position. Has to go back to Kilman, who goes back to Jose Sa. Sa pressed by Rashford. Quick feet from Jose Sa. And Dawson trying to clear his lines, but that will go out for a throw-in. And Jose Sa taking a big risk there against Rashford. Almost got caught out, but just about done enough. And Gary O'Neill, I'm sure his heart will be in his mouth at the moment. Nelson Semedo to take this throw in for Wolves then. Taken forward and straight out of play again from Wolves from that throw in. So Man United will get the throw in here. And referee just having a quick word with Semedo, telling him to hurry up with them throw-ins. Still wasting a bit too much time, Wolves, for the referee's liking. Varane. Wan-Bissaka. Infield to Casemiro. Tried to find it to Fernandes, but overhit it. And Wolves win it back. Cunha. Lovely feed again from Mateus Cunha. Breaking forward once more. Right to the right is Neto. Here's Gomez. Dawson. Lamina back to Dawson. Hwang coming deep. Back to Kilman. Now out in the left is Ait-Nouri. Linking up with Lamina. Ait-Nouri breaks away. Ait-Nouri, lovely pace. Breaks forward and hits the ball off Lindelof and will win the throw-in. Ryan Ait-Nouri has blistering pace down that left. Takes the throw in quickly. Here's Hwang. Driving into the box. Hee-Chan Hwang. Strike from distance, but might have nestled in the top corner, but off target and behind for a goal kick. It was a nice idea, but didn't really work out. And Ryan Ait-Nouri, the ball from Lamina, you look like he's going to get caught out, and Ryan Ait-Nouri just puts the afterburners on and speeds past any Manchester United player. Hits it off Lindelof for the throw-in, but blistering pace, Ryan Ait-Nouri. Although he's playing left back, he's driving in field and causing Manchester United a few issues this evening with his pace. Casemiro. Out to the right is Anthony. Here is Anthony. Cuts it back. Bruno Fernandes with the delivery, and again, far too deep. Another poor delivery from Manchester United and straight out of play for a goal kick. And with that poor delivery, they're going to make a double change. Mason Mount on his debut for Manchester United lasts no longer than 67 minutes. He's replaced. That's come short. Mount's debut. He will be replaced by Christian Eriksen. And the second substitution is Alejandro Garnacho, also leaving the pitch, and he is being replaced by Jadon Sancho. So Eriksen and Sancho on, Mount and Garnacho off for Manchester United. Change in midfield and a change in attack. Not happy with the way his team are going about this at the moment, Erik ten Hag. So Jose Sa to take this goal kick then. Out to the right. One header, or the header won there by Cunha. The second touch by Lindelof was poor. Falls to Neto on the right. Pedro Neto. Back to Semedo. Nelson Semedo. Neto. Battle down with Shaw and Sancho. Neto leaves it, and that will go out for a Manchester United throw. And the ref, Neto, just having a chat with the assistant there, and he's arguing with the assistant about the decision, and he has just been booked for arguing with that. So Pedro Neto in the book. It's another thing you can't get away with in the Premier League this season, is arguing with any of the officials. Straight yellow card. Arguing with any of the decisions. Here's Christian Eriksen. Shaw, back to Eriksen on the left. Ball over the top from Eriksen, and dangerously close. Jose Sa came at the right time to defend against that possible header from Rashford. Here's Hwang. Finds it to Gomez in the midfield. Gets it to Lamina, linking up with Gomez. Lovely feet. Lovely movement by Wolves. Here's Hwang. Gets it to Neto. Neto on the right-hand side. Delivery into the box. And almost scrambled away, but that's gone behind. It has gone out of play. It should be a corner, I would suggest. I think it was Lindelof that got the last touch. It was. So it will be a corner to Wolves. Again, the quick football on the break is really, really good from Wolves. They've always had that. Even under Nuno Espirito Santo a couple of managers ago, they really were good on the counter-attack against teams and looked to break with really good quality. But the main problem, and it has been for a long, long time, is the lack of finishing ability. When they get into the final third, they either mess up the final pass or just can't finish. Corner left-hand side, whipped in. Just away by Casemiro. Anthony trying to lead the charge away from Manchester United. Sancho, nice ball, finds Rashford in a good position. Switch ball from Rashford, headed away by Lamina. But it's found its way to Casemiro. Now Rashford on the right-hand side. Or Sancho, sorry. Back to Anthony, and the breaks down again. Bruno Fernandes couldn't gather it. And Wolves going the other way. And they've got the space to do so. Here's Cunha. Finds it to Hwang. Cuts it across. Cunha trying to battle. Falls to Neto. Straight into Onana's hands. And there's a player down for Wolves. But again, end-to-end football. United break on one end. Give the ball away, and Wolves blistering. Breaks down the other end. And they have the man advantage. Just, again, can't make it count. Can't find the finish. Rashford. Well, the second half, Manchester United yet to have a shot on target in this half. Wolves have had 3 compared to 1 apiece in the first half. Wolves have upped their attacking ability. Manchester United still struggling in terms of attacks. Wolves have been probably the better team in the second half, but yet it is still 0-0. 72 minutes gone. We're yet to find the opening goal in this game. Deadlock still yet to be broken. And Wolves, a few close-caught challenges. Rafa Varane has it at the back for Manchester United. Wan-Bissaka. Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka, they're Far too slow, Manchester United. Not moving it quick enough. They find it down to Sancho. That's better. Sancho on the left-hand side. Trying to cut it back to Eriksen. Into the boxes, Casemiro. And Wolves have a few players there to cover that over. And that will be dealt with quite easily. Mario Lemina has just gone down off the pitch after that bit of defending that he had to do against Casemiro there. We're just seeing this Wolves counter-attack chance again. It's really, really good from Matheus Cunha. Drives forward. It's a 3-on-2 again. They find the space, Wolves. Hwang cuts it across. It breaks to Pedro Neto, totally unmarked in the box, and Neto just fluffs the chance. Strikes it straight at Onana, who can just catch it with ease. But that's what I mean. Wolves blistering on the counter-attack, but once they get into the box, they're struggling to find the end product and making those counter-attacks count, because they've looked so threatening. I've said it since the very start of the game. They've looked so threatening on the break, but Manchester United getting away with it time after time with the poor Wolves finishing. Manchester United have looked disjointed tonight. Doesn't mean they're not going to win. Here's Sancho. Sancho breaks into the box. Bit of a scramble away again by Wolves, and I think it goes out. It does go behind. It will be a Manchester United corner on the left-hand side. Both teams have quality. There's no doubt about that, but they really need to up their game, especially the Manchester United. Sancho with a delivery in. Away by Wolves again. Fernandes with a nice touch. First time pass to Sancho. Sancho breaks it into the box. Lindelof made the run. Right across and away by Kilman in there. Falls to Sancho again. Sancho just close in the box. Away by Wolves. Combining to clear the ball away. And Hwang holding off Manchester United player. Ait Nuri battling. Hwang winning it back. Lamina with a quick feet. Keeping the possession and breaks to Hwang. And they do clear it away. Kept in by Eriksen. As we're around the final 15 minutes of normal time. Still 0-0. Anthony. Back to Fernandes. Over the top for Wan-Bissaka across, and no one's in the goal, and Rafael Varane makes the most of it. And they do finally break the deadlock, Manchester United. Jose Sa came for it, left an empty goal, and easy as you like for Rafael Varane to just head it over the line and into the Wolves' net. They have been poor in attack tonight, and they've been probably gifted a goal by Wolves from that position. Should have done a lot better defensively. And Manchester United open their account for the new season. It's a lovely ball by Fernandes. Flick on at the front post by Wan-Bissaka. And Rafael Varane is there to just head it into the net for Manchester United at the back post. Jose Sa had no chance. And Wolves are finally broken down. But I don't know if they deserve it. But they have it nonetheless. Manchester United 1, Wolves 0. Well, there you go. Rafael Varane for Manchester United. 76 minutes it has taken for Manchester United to find the breakthrough. With only their third shot on target of the night, they have finally found the opening goal. They're going to make more changes as well after that goal. So Anthony has been replaced by young player Facundo Pellistri. And a double change from Wolves' point of view. There's Fabio Silva coming on. And also Hugo Bueno. So Silva and Bueno on for Wolves. I'll tell you who they've replaced in a moment. Well, Manchester United with the lead. Wolves have to up their game and have to finish some of their chances. But that's what happens when you get chances in the Premier League and you don't take them like Wolves haven't in this second half. You do get punished. Those double substitutions, it was Mateus Cunha and Ryan Ait-Nouri that have made way for Fabio Silva and Hugo Bueno for Wolves. They have a throw in on the left-hand side, Wolves. So 12 minutes of normal time to go. Manchester United 1, Wolves 0. The break of the ball for Wolves there. Semedo to Neto. Infield here for Nunez. Semedo to Lamina. Battling with Fernandez. Semedo has to go back to Dawson. And across to Kilman, who clears it away. Looking for the ball over the top. Shaw, not the best of headers. Fabio Silva trying to cause a few problems and does so. Keeps the ball. Nunez on the right-hand side. Neto. Nunez. Across to Gomez. Now Lamina. Has a bit of space. Lamina. Out to the left to Bueno. Bueno up against Pellistri. Bueno with a cross. Varane didn't deal with it first time. Silva wins it. Back to Lamina. Lifts it into the box. Not the best. Sancho wins the ball back for Manchester United. And now they have a breakaway chance here. Fernandez gets it to Rashford. Can they wrap it up here? Marcus Rashford. Beaten. Still closed down quite quickly. Rashford cuts it back and I think the flag went up anyway. So offside there for Marcus Rashford. That was the chance to put the game to bed and finish it up, wrap up the points. It was onside, it looked, from the initial pass. There's no offside there. Gives away the ball and the flag went up after that. I don't know if that was right. And nonetheless, the flag did go up. Dawson. Down the right-hand side. Finds it to Nunez. Gomez to Nunez. Now out wide to Semedo. Semedo with a cross. Flicked across. Fallen to the back post. And Hwang there with the poor finish. Wide for the goal kick. Again, another example of the Wolves' problems. They do so good up until the final third. They get the ball into the box and they just can't finish it to save their lives. That's why they had the worst open goals record of last season. 21 goals from open play last season, the worst in the league. The lowest amount of goals overall in the league last season with 31. That is exactly why they struggle to finish it off. Lindelof goes back to Onana, who's pressed by Silva, but Onana with a simple enough clearance. Into the last 10 minutes here at Old Trafford. It's Manchester United with the narrowest of leads, but a lead nonetheless. Here's Gomez to win it back off Sancho, but then hits it straight at Eriksen for Sancho to win it back, and Sancho does win it back and breaks away off Gomez. Sancho's got Rashford ahead of him, gets it to Rashford, trying to get his feet in order, but Wolves do enough to get it cleared away again. Rashford desperate to get that goal tonight, but just hasn't fallen for him on a couple of occasions. Wolves doing well to defend him all through the game. Of course, there was a chat early on that he had the least touches of the whole pitch, including all both goalkeepers as well. That's where he was struggling, was getting the ball to threaten Marcus Rashford. Here at the back with Kilman for Wolves. Just gets it out wide to Bueno, who's broke free of Pellistri. Bueno has to go backwards and Wolves keep the possession. Kilman. Cross to Dawson. This is all about Wolves trying to find that equalizer now. Having to commit more bodies. Neto. Has to come right across to Lamina. Lamina with a diagonal ball out wide. Nice touch by Semedo. Nice feinted ball in behind for Nunes. Nunes bricks into the box at the byline, cuts it back. Oh, not the best. And Fabio Silva strikes at it. And luckily Onana was there for Manchester United at the near post to put it behind for a corner. It's a lovely feinted ball in behind by Semedo. Gets it to Nunes, who cuts it back. Shaw tries to slide tackle it away. Falls to Silva, who strikes at it first time at Onana, who parries it behind for a corner to Wolves. It's much better. Neto to take the corner. Another left-footed in-swinger. Right to the back post. Wan-Bissaka to clear it away. And Semedo will let it run for the throw-in. 7 minutes plus additional time to go. Mateus Nunes. Bueno. Back to Lamina. Across to Semedo. Mateus Nunes. Is there hope for Wolves? Can they find that equalising goal late on? Nice link up in the box, and Casemiro battling. Still going. Still in the box. Silva! Big save by Onana to clear it away. Again, they just couldn't clear it away again, Man United, in their own box. Rashford wins the first header against Kilman. Rashford's in here. Has to beat 3 players and couldn't do that. It was a bit ambitious to try and beat 3 players from Rashford. The game's hotting up again. Gomez, poor pass. Gives it away to Sancho. Wolves have bodies back and Sancho deals with it. Fernandez into the box, feinted in and just away from Pellistri. Slightly ahead of him. Well, Wolves, although they're committing more bodies to try and find the equaliser, they're leaving themselves a bit exposed at times, but it's well worth it. It's a really good challenge by João Gomez. Gets the ball, cuts it back to Silva. Silva with another chance that was saved by Andre Onana. 2 huge chances and 2 big saves from the new Manchester United goalkeeper to try and get his first clean sheet at Old Trafford. He has 5 minutes plus any additional time before any clean sheet happens. Shaw with the defensive header. Semedo brings it down. Out wide to Neto. Pedro Neto. Left-footed cross in. Deep one to the back post. Kept alive by Hwang. And Onana comes for it and catches it. Decent goalkeeping there again from Andre Onana. Had a good night in that Manchester United goal. Made 5 saves. I mean, wouldn't have wanted to make as many saves, but when he's called upon, he's made the big saves when he's needed to. Wolves get a free kick there. Wan-Bissaka committing another foul. And they take it quickly. Here's João Gomez. Here's Mateus Nunes. Down the right to Neto. Back to Nunes. Nice 1-2. And Nunes tries to skip past Eriksen. And again, João Gomez is brought down, I think, this time. So the referee's just having a chat with Casemiro after his challenge on João Gomez. So that'll be a free kick to Wolves. In the middle of the pitch. Around about, I would say, 32 yards, 33 yards from goal. Too much to try and strike at it first time, so it will be a delivery into the box. What can Wolves make of this? Well, they're going to make another change, Manchester United, try and hold out for this win now at 1-0. Marcus Rashford is going to be replaced. And for an extra midfielder in Scott McTominay. So a substitution, McTominay coming on for Marcus Rashford. And that's the 5 substitutions for Manchester United all used up. We'll still have 2 to make if they need to. They're going to make one of them. So they'll not get another chance to make 2. It will be João Gomez will make way for Wolves, and he will be replaced by Sasa Kalajic for Wolves. So Kalajic to replace João Gomez for Wolves. Bit of height maybe for this set piece is what they're thinking. So the set piece free kick to be taken. A chance for Wolves. Núñez to take it. Flicks it into the box. Back post headed across. And not the most threatening of headers. And it's another decent enough catch for Andre Onana to gather. I think it was Max Kilman that got the header on it. But nonetheless, it wasn't as threatening as Wolves would have wanted. Onana with the long ball from the back. First header won by Dawson. Brought down by Neto, who's battling again with Shaw. Loses out to Shaw this time, and Manchester United will get the throw in on the left-hand side. Into the last 2 minutes of the game before any additional time, as Scott McTominay's just got the break of the ball here against Semedo. Spins on Semedo, but Semedo back there defending and clears his lines. Shaw with the first header, brought down by Eriksson. Now to Sancho. Wan-Bissaka. A second goal would certainly wrap this game up now, but as it stands, it is still 1. Pellistri. Casemiro. Whips it in, headed away by Dawson. Flicked away by Kalajic. And now Semedo trying to force it forward. Gets it to Pedro Neto. Matched all the way by Shaw. Neto still has it on the right-hand side. Gets it to Núñez. And the challenge by Fernandes puts it out for a Wolves throw. Last minute of the 90 before any additional stoppage time is added. Semedo. Back to Dawson. Across to Kilman. Linking up with Hwang. Kilman. Looking for the ball over the top for Hwang. There's miles of space for Hwang to break into here. Hwang still has it. Cuts it across. Bit of a deflection. Silva! Goodness me. How did it not go in again? It's a third chance for Fabio Silva. The ball breaks for him. Here's Pedro Neto on the right. Still not away. Left-footed cross in. Headed away by Varane. Again, Manchester United look far too open for the ball over the top for Hwang to run onto. So much space, and we will have 7 additional minutes at the end of the half. So still quite a bit to go before the result here is decided. With Manchester United with the narrow 1-goal lead, and Wolves trying to push for an equaliser late on. Neto on the right-hand side, left-footed cross in. Bit of a deflection away and cleared away by Pellistri. Dawson picks it up again for Wolves. Bueno. Down the left, here's Kalajic with the cross in, and Kalajic is there, and Onana just about gathers it. Kalajic tried to make a nuisance of himself against the Manchester United goalkeeper. Here's Casemiro to Fernandes, and Manchester United will try and manage the game now, slow it down as much as possible, but Fabio Silva with a challenge, but it will be a Manchester United throw-in, and will not hurry themselves to take this. All the votes predicting a Manchester United win hasn't changed very much. 81% still predicting a Manchester United win so far. Still another 6 minutes or so to go before the decision is made. Well, the final result is confirmed. Per touch by Silva. McTominay battling, linking up with Eriksson. Kilman mopping up for Wolves as Matheus Núñez gathers the ball on the right-hand side and breaking forward with it to Neto. Up against Shaw. Shaw's matched them all night. That's a poor touch by Neto. Gives it away to Fernandes. Nice Sancho. Sancho. That's a free kick. Foul by Craig Dawson on Jadon Sancho. And they will run the clock down as much as they possibly can, Manchester United, because there's still quite a bit of time to go. Still a long way to go here. They're just taking as much time as possible. Eriksson over the free kick. The referee just watching. Gets it to Eriksson to Shaw, and Shaw not on the same page as Fernandez. All the way through to Jose Sa. And the Wolves goal. He will collect it and bring it forward to his captain, Max Kilman. Kilman with the ball over the top, looking for Kalajic. Headed away by Lindelof that time. Casemiro. Another ball over the top from him. Looking for Pellistri, and Hugo Bueno back there defending. Gets it back to his goalkeeper. Well, Wolves have had 18 attempts this evening. A lot of attacking intent. Only 6 of them on target, but none of them counting so far towards the final result. Semedo finds it to Silva. Silva gets it to Hwang. Hwang breaks into the box. Hwang with a shot. Hits the side netting, I think, but it might have been a deflection in there somewhere. And they take the corner quickly, Wolves, trying to catch Manchester United out. Hwang takes it, lifts it into the box. Kilman cuts it back. Lamina trying to strike it. Body on the line there for McTominay. And there's a idiot on the pitch. Somebody's breached the security at Old Trafford. And he's tackled to the ground. That pitch invader. I've seen one of those in another game this weekend that I was commentating on. I think was it the Brentford Tottenham game or the Chelsea Liverpool game? One of those two games. But Hee-Chan Hwang just finds the pass right past Wan-Bissaka, and Wan-Bissaka just gets a nick on it with the tip of his toes to put it wide. But another very good chance from Wolves. Manchester United look really a lot easier to open up in this second half. Wolves have had so many chances. 14 attempts in the second half alone. All 6 shots on target in the second half from Wolves. They've been much better in the second half. Semedo with the ball over the top. Brought down by Dawson. Silva leaves it. Lamina with a strike blocked. Bueno on the edge. Hits Casemiro. Still going. Here's Hwang. Cuts it back. Casemiro tries to clear it. Really scrappy at the back from Manchester United. Just trying to get it away as far as possible, but it's all Wolves at the moment. Bueno with a cross. Breaks into the box. Dawson. Dawson goes down. No referee waves it away. Still not dealt with by Manchester United. Lamina. Hwang lifts it into the box. Too much for Neto to chase. Will he keep it in? He will. Neto on the right-hand side. Neto with a cross. Deep. Onana comes for it. Slaps at his man. It's an open goal in the minute. Casemiro clears it away. Lamina. Surely there has to be something from this. Bueno, and the poor header lets Manchester United off the hook, and Onana goes down. There's a couple of penalty shouts as well for Wolves. See the first one, the corner whipped in from Onana, and Onana comes down and comes right at the Wolves player. Surely that has to be a foul, and VAR checking it. Well, VAR are having a look. There could be a late penalty shout here for Wolves. Not with any intent. Onana completely misses the ball and takes out the Wolves player in the box. They've got a good claim at this. Whether Simon Hooper will be called to the screen or not, or whether VAR will make the decision themselves, we will wait and see. But Wolves might have a late shout for a penalty here. We will wait and see. Simon Hooper is waiting any further information from the VAR. And he will blow the whistle. And he will go to the screen, I think. There's a bit of confusion, actually. Simon Hooper. I don't know what's happening. Check complete. I think they're not going to give a penalty. I think he's actually coming over to book the Wolves manager, Gary O'Neill, who's just got a yellow card. That's a very baffling. I mean, he's very flamboyant in his claims, Gary O'Neill. I mean, he's certainly getting the yellow card, fair enough, but I'm surprised that there hasn't been a second look at that from VAR's point of view. Manchester United certainly getting away with one there. Wolves certainly had a penalty claim. Now, I'm confused as to why VAR didn't allow Simon Hooper a second look at that, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that after the game. We've played the 7 minutes, but I'm sure there'll be more to play with that VAR check and that stoppage in the last moment or two. Here's Eriksson, beaten away by Kilman. Will Wolves have one more opportunity to save themselves and get a point out of this game? A point surely well deserved. Bueno on the left, up against Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Hugo Bueno to Lamina. Switches the ball right across. Neto on the right-hand side. With bodies in the box, Neto with a delivery. Headed away by Shaw. Lamina brings it down. Here's Bueno on the left. Bueno with a cross, right across, and Onana comes and gathers. Really good goalkeeping from Andre Onana there. And that might be that. We will see. Don't forget, we've Man City against Sevilla in the Super Cup on Wednesday evening here on LFS. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. We're on the road to 20,000. Well, it looks like this might be it. I don't know. It's up to Simon Hooper how long we have had it on. We've already had 90 seconds extra over the additional. As the ball from Onana out of the back. We're still playing here for the moment as Manchester United come forward with the ball. Here's Pellistri. Is urged to go to the corner but gives away the possession. Bueno. Is there one last opportunity? No, there's not, because Mario Lamina has just put it straight out of play. Poor from Wolves there. And surely there's not much time left in this one. And Gary O'Neill, I'm sure, will have a chat. Have a lot to say in his post-match interview. Have an ear out for that after the game. That's a foul by a Wolves player, and that'll be a free kick to Manchester United. But not enough time to take it as the final whistle goes from Simon Hooper. A nervy one for Manchester United to start the season, but nonetheless, it's 3 points on the opening day for Manchester United. Wolves will feel hard done by that they didn't get the chance for the referee to have a second look at a possible penalty. They certainly deserved a point based on the chances they had. 23 attempts from Wolves in overall. They were surely the better team in the second half, but it was Manchester United that got the only goal of the game through Rafael Varane, and they get the 3 points on match day 1. Full-time score from Old Trafford in a very exciting second half of that game. Manchester United 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0.